Recording in progress. Shut up, bitch. I did a TikTok for Batman, by the way. I got us covered.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't get to watch it. I don't know what the fuck went wrong with mine.
Look, I'm telling you, it's hard. If we're not out here shaking our booties on there for all to see, then I don't know.
I wonder if the one did really well
14.
just because it was the day Shang-Chi came out and I used the Shang-Chi one.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, you got to look at the things. Can you guys hear us over there? Are you guys good? You hear us? Maybe.
Now I have Frozen stuck in my head. Thanks.
That's what they're listening to out there. Because they're not listening, they're watching it.
Oh, your kids are. I thought you meant
Harper
the Galactic Dads.
Carrie might have killed Oliver. I don't know.
Shit. That's
to
blurry.
be determined. Nope, Oliver's still alive. We're good. Hey, there we go. Woo-hoo. I can't hear you though. We can't hear you.
God damn it, Matt. I'm going to be singing Into the Unknown the next hour and a half.
Into the unknown.
Ooh, this beer's really good.
Which one was it?
Ask Your Mom. It's another Aslan beer.
Ask your mother. Well, she said to ask you. Oh, this is 8.5%. Sweet. Nothing yet. Oh, no.
Well, sometimes on Zoom, you have to pick your speaker. Like if you have headsets in, it won't go to the headset.
Output, yeah.
Oh, now, yeah, I see you're muted.
Everything's all jacked up. No.
Now you're not muted, but I still don't hear you.
Look, I'm so jealous. They get to record together, though. What is that?
Even if COVID wasn't a thing, we're still like 3,000 miles away,
like
maybe more.
Great feeling in the world. I feel like we'd probably get more drunk doing that, though.
That's probably true. And then no one would be able to drive home.
Well, that or Josh and Carrie just be out doing extracurriculars.
Yeah, we've been doing a podcast for a year and a half, and I've never done a podcast with somebody else in the same room.
That's weird. Maybe for 100th. I'm telling you, I got a good feeling about it.
Well, we both have, points.
That's true.
Oh, and they're gone.
Oh, no. All right.
Maybe if they leave and come back in, it'll reset. But yeah, the first few bunch of times I did Zoom, I would have to edit my speakers.
Yeah, I would have to as well. Or if I mess with, like, if I don't plug this in before I do Zoom, it gets all jacked up as well. Excuse me.
Nice shirt.
Thanks. Actually, it's really comfortable.
And I put on my common law one because of, and then I didn't even say anything.
No, that makes sense though. All right, let's try this again.
And this shirt's so soft.
I see. I didn't get the soft. This was soft, but I didn't get the soft like I did last time. But I think we're gonna order.
Thanks, MacBook.
Now I can hear you.
Hey. We hear you. We don't see you.
Yeah, hang on. We'll start the video.
We'll figure that out.
It's okay, no pressure.
You can see our weird basement.
Hey.
Tell people to put the lotion in the basket.
Okay, I actually am very happy to see your face because I've been listening to your voice a lot lately, and I love seeing faces with voices.
That's excellent.
Y'all want to see my face?
Yeah. Yeah. How does it comparatively look to what you thought based on how we sound?
I have no idea because I never know what to think.
That's true.
That's the trick. It's so hard to match a voice to an appearance.
Yeah.
It never quite adds up. Okay, is the yellow maximized?
No, green. Green. There you go.
Okay. Are you guys in like a basement?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see a Batman.
Do they have those in Florida?
No.
They don't have them in Idaho either.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We're sitting in the soft clay soil of Missouri.
Oh no, it's all like limestone. Like if you dig too deep, it's just you're gonna hit like coral and rock.
Well, in New Hampshire we had a basement, but we had to you have to put like stuff down there to suck out, like, because the granite or whatever. You had to have some sort of like filter to filter that air out, otherwise you can get like granite poisoning and everything.
So depending where you are in Missouri, you have to have what's called a sump pump, where it's literally a hole in your basement where they just pump water out.
We had that too. We put it back into the cities, even though that's technically illegal, but we did it anyways.
You just
Oh yeah,
pump
yeah.
the
No,
water
that's
out?
that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a pipe that goes
Yeah, we
outside.
hit the pipe and we had it. We sent it right back into the
Yeah, when I
tap.
was
Is it
growing
just
up,
'cause
we
it
would
gets
pump our
humid?
backyard.
A lot of the
Yeah.
rain and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
the-
Yeah.
Ground soggy and I don't know.
The ground is so wet that once you get past about 6 inches of surface dirt, it's just mud. and
Yeah.
clay and
Especially after it
sand.
would snow.
So maybe
and
you
all the
guys
snow
shouldn't
would
have
melt, too.
basements either.
Yeah,
Well, in
except for we
Missouri.
have tornadoes.
I was about to say you have tornadoes there, so
Oh,
we like
okay.
basements.
And I have way too much junk not to have a basement.
Yeah,
also
we'll see
fair.
that my little area here is actually like in the middle of the house. I wish it was like cut off, but I don't have anywhere else to go.
I got a 1-story house, so this is right off the living room. So
That's
I'm not getting
awesome.
away with anything.
See, we get tornadoes too, but I don't think they're like what you get.
No.
Oh yeah. I mean,
No.
we're not like Oklahoma where it's F5 and you're gone. But we get some interesting stuff. They'll knock a tree on your house.
Yeah, if you see the stuff on the internet where it's talking about like when a tornado siren goes off and there's a dude standing out there in the middle of the yard with the American flag and a shotgun,
That's it.
that's Missouri.
Yeah.
You sure it's
Let
not
me go
Florida?
see what
Because it
this
sounds
is
like
about
Florida
right
during a
now.
hurricane.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Essentially Missouri is Florida light.
So without alligators, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
don't have
without alligators and
we have
sharks.
deer
Yeah.
everywhere.
We have deer everywhere too, and we have bear, and we have panther. We have a lot
We
of
have
stuff.
bear.
We have bear, we have
we don't-
mountain lions.
Yeah, we have mountain
Wolves.
lions.
Yeah.
We have mountain lions too, but we call them panthers.
Oh, like the Florida Panthers. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Different color.
Yeah, I always think of a Black Panther.
Makes sense.
I do
Yeah.
too.
I don't know why. It's just-
Honestly, I do too, though. When you hear Florida Panther, you just think of a Black Panther, not like you
I
got
don't.
some
I think of
mountain
a Florida panther.
See?
And then I just think of Roberto Luongo, and then it just goes off the rails from there.
I don't
for-
even know what you just said.
As
He's
soon as
a
I think
goalie.
Black Panther.
Oh,
I'm sorry I ruined your Black Panther party.
Right.
Yeah, I also went Forrest Gump, which is a great movie.
Oh yes, that's where my mind goes.
I know you guys watch it. You watch the movies that made us, right?
Oh
On Netflix.
yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
watch
yeah. I
Forrest-
watched the Forrest Gump one. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a good.
Listen,
It was
you
really
give
good,
me,
yeah.
Like any bit of nostalgia, I'm gonna soak that up like it's Superman to the sun because I just need that in my life to remember the glory days.
that's why the Toys That Made Us series makes
Oh,
Oh, I haven't watched
Although,
any of that.
I wish
need
I
to
had
watch
my
that.
Power Rangers toys to pass down to my son, but
See, I'm too
you
old.
know,
for
my
Power
dad threw all
Rangers.
those away and never got over it. Never. got
My
My
over
mom threw
it.
away my New Kids on the Block tapes, and I'm still pissed
Oh,
about that.
Donnie.
You should be.
Wow.
Dang.
Not that
Yeah.
and Jordan Knight. Oh my God.
Jordan Knight was my favorite.
Mine
Oh.
too. I'm not that I knew. Just
I had
I was-
heard, I had seen an interview
I'd say,
once.
child, come on.
yeah, come on.
Most girls like Joey. I love Jordan.
I don't know. I myself am partial to Donnie. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
say,
why.
what about Donnie Wahlberg? Come on.
Yeah.
He was too much of a bad boy for me.
He's way better than his brother Mark, though. Like at least Mark, at least
You know
Donnie's
what?
not out there punching people in Lowell, Mass in the streets and whatnot.
Yeah, but Mark's also a really good producer. We got some really
Yeah.
cool shows from him.
And he
That is
has
true.
hamburgers and entourage.
yeah, I don't
That's
really
true.
care
That
about
the Wahlburgers
hit my
restaurant
crush.
actually isn't that bad, surprisingly enough.
Our Wahlburgers, like 5 minutes from here, closed during COVID. I was actually really bummed. They
Yeah,
make like
well,
the best.
if you go outside of
tots.
Fenway Park, they're everywhere there.
I think we
Wahlburgers
still have one
sell-
downtown.
They sell their beef blend in our grocery stores out here.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
wow.
don't have an actual Wahlburgers to go to.
No, we just have their beef at
I set it up in my kitchen and I imagine this is what the
Yeah.
Wahlburgers restaurant.
So
would
what
be
I like to do is I like to buy the beef and then take it to my kitchen and then in a terrible Boston accent just start yelling at my family. And I feel like I'm getting the authentic experience.
You're smarting off like I don't do that.
yeah, well,
Then you yell at your kids. Tell you,
Listen
or
here,
what, does it
kid.
say?
What
Hello
are you
to your
doing?
mother.
Hey, come here, bud. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? You,
don't
you're
eat-
wicked stupid or something?
Yeah.
See, he can do it for real though, because he's actually from up there.
see, that's good. Yeah, I struggle with khakis.
Khakis. Where are my khakis?
So actually, I feel bad for you guys because all you get to see is this it puts the lotion on the skin basement. But I'm checking out your guys' backgrounds, and I notice you both have Grogu, like the same one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My daughter has that little guy upstairs, and then ooh,
My son has that one too, actually.
I kind of wish that I could do this in my living room because my Lego collection encircles the living room, and that's what I really want to show off.
Oh,
Like,
that's awesome.
what's up,
man.
girl? You want to see my Lego collection? But
What's up,
Dude,
girl?
We've got a
Just
couple
give it a-
Patreons that would die to see that. I can
Here, I
just
see it.
show
See, I'm not big on
like
the Legos.
that's
but
not
my
safe for
target-
work stuff. That's the level of
See, it's
Legos I
better as
got.
it goes up.
Let's see. You have all the
Oh,
beer
wait a minute, wait a
bottles, which is what
Okay.
gets me excited.
Those beer bottles there, that's the Infinity Gauntlet series from J. Wakefield Brewing. So there's a bottle for each stone and one for the gauntlet. And all of them were fucking phenomenal. They were all stouts barrel aged in different barrels.
So you were not the one in the controversial beer episode that didn't like barrel age, clearly.
Oh God, no, that was Brew Witch.
That was yes, yes. Oh, poor Annie. She spent too much time in Germany, I think.
You should have been in St. Louis like 3 years ago. Every brewery out here, and we got like 150 of them. Every one of them came out of barrel aged something.
Yeah,
Nice.
every single one.
It was crazy.
They were not all nice though.
No, but a lot of them were.
That's
I've still
true.
got a lot of them actually.
Yeah,
The-
see, that's been hard the last year not being able to do bottle shares. I have so many in my fridge and I have so many in my closet that I'm just like waiting to do bottle shares because my husband's not into the dark beers. So I'm not
Mhm.
going to open a bomber on a Tuesday night by myself and get trashed.
That's my
You
wife.
should, but,
My
you
wife
know.
doesn't
If you
drink
did.
stouts or porters. So if I've got a 12% stout in a bomber, I'm not going to open it.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of them I've been cellaring for about 4 years.
You should bring
The-
those to the show. Like that.
No,
That's the plan.
No, we're going to,
Yeah,
but I
okay.
don't
You
want to
guys
do
get
that
to
on
record
episode
together. You should,
2.
if we
Yeah.
did, I'm sure we'd be splitting bombers all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. The only problem is we're relatively close. Like we're not states away as you guys are, but it's still like what, half hour?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, I work like a minute and 45 seconds from your front door.
Yeah, I know. but
We're like
that's-
36 hours away nonstop.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. That's fine. So I am curious because like I haven't gotten deep enough into the podcast to figure this out. How did you guys like
Well,
start?
You see what happened was on Tinder one day, which is looking for friends, as everybody does. No, I'm just kidding.
She swiped left. That's
It's
weird.
actually an Instagram ad, believe it or not, that Jeremy put out that we were like, oh, this sounds like fun. And we're just putting pictures up on an Instagram for the longest time. And then last April, was it April or was it like March at that point? It was like, hey, you guys want
Yeah,
to
I
do
think
a
it was
podcast?
like right before Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So when COVID hit, because we were writing articles for Hops News, and Jay was like, hey, you guys want to do like a live show? And we're all stuck in our houses. We're like, sure.
What else am I gonna do?
And then Matt and I would go off on tangents about Game of Thrones or Wolverine. And we had we had Hops Heroes on,
Oh,
Hop Heroes.
Yeah.
And so we had so much fun recording with them. And Jay's like, you guys should do something like that. And we're like, well, we don't want to rip them off. And they're like, well, put your own spin on it. And so we did. And, our first episode, if you listen back, it's like 35 minutes. It's almost a little
First few
like
were
we
not
didn't know what to
quality.
do.
What are we gonna
as
talk
the
about?
beginning, everything's not quality when you first start.
But there was
you get there.
No.
Also, no new content to talk about either then.
Also,
like we had
yeah, it was a
nothing
lot
until
harder.
like September.
We were so fortunate that Disney Plus became a thing in the middle of it because we really just carried off that for
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Mandalorian, Bad Batch, all the Star Wars stuff, and then finally Marvel started coming out. We were like, thank God.
Right.
I mean, that's
Oh,
how it
yeah.
feels, right? Because
Yeah.
they start pumping stuff on. You're like, oh, thank I can have something to talk about again.
Some
Whether
of
it's
that sweet juice.
yeah, like I need it. You're over here like, hey, y'all got any more of that Marvel, that Star Wars? stuff?
Mhm.
Right.
Where-
Yeah, now we're getting
Mandalorian, like
spoiled
where's
again.
Mandalorian at?
Yeah, now
Right.
we're getting spoiled with Marvel and stuff. Like DC's cranking it back up.
Oh,
For
God,
better or
come on.
worse,
I'm,
we'll see
I'm
how
a
that
DC.
goes.
Listen, first of all, no DC slander here, okay? Please.
Not slander. He's
Not at
stating
all.
facts.
Look,
Whoa! I didn't
I
start
know.
hating anything yet. Like I'm not talking about Martha, which, by the way, great Batman Day episode. I enjoyed
Oh,
that.
Hey,
Nice,
thank you.
thanks.
That was probably the deepest dive we've done on a comic book character. Like we put a lot of effort into that one.
I don't know. We
'Cause
did
usually-
3 episodes on Wolverine.
Well, that's fair.
I gotta go back and listen to that.
You're right.
We're
I'm
so
Pretty
true.
big Wolverine fan.
So,
We
so
have-
are you the one whose kid's name is Logan?
Yes, and
Okay.
that was intentional.
So was my son. My son is also Logan.
That's
and
awesome.
he was born in 2017. So when we saw Logan, I was pregnant with Logan.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah.
My-
And people
my
are like, oh, is he
kids-
named after him? Of course he's named. We were between Logan and Wade. And Logan was my favorite. And well, I'm a Dwayne Wade fan and Wade Wilson. And then my husband, like a week before, he's like, it's Logan. We're done. I'm like, okay, that's what works for me.
Perfect.
So is it Logan Wade?
No, unfortunately, it's Logan Joseph after his grandfather.
I mean, it's not unfortunate,
We-
but I get it.
We did something similar. Ours is Logan Vincent, which Vincent is my middle name, which is my grandfather's middle name, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Your middle name's Vincent.
Yeah. My second child, we named him Barrett, and that was actually completely by accident.
Sniper
Because
rifle.
no, actually, everybody thought that I named him after the character in Final Fantasy VII, which would be on character for me, but I didn't even think about it. It was completely by accident, so I'm not going to take credit for it.
Not bad.
My kids are just named after the Green Arrow. That's all.
That's
I have
all right.
Oliver, and
That's
then I
all.
have Harper, because so Oliver, obviously Oliver Queen, and then my wife's dad's like, that's such a stupid name. Well, the Green Arrow doesn't have a sidekick. What are you gonna name if you have a daughter or something? I was like, well, Roy Harper's the sidekick, and my wife was like, that's a good name. So
Harper, that's not
Yeah.
bad. That's weird because I thought of Roy and all I could think of immediately was not Harper, but just Speedy and Arsenal.
yeah.
Her
Like,
name's
no,
actually
Your kid is
Arsenal.
actually named Speedy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or Arsenal. Yeah. Could you imagine Arsenal? How many
Yeah, that could
schools
be
we get
fun.
kicked out of?
I
The
got
middle name is actually Arsenal, believe it or not.
Girl
Yeah.
names are harder though. I tried with my middle kid. It was knowing she was going to be a girl, and it was just we gave up. We just named her Brielle.
Ours were we had names are easy, I guess. I don't know.
I absolutely refuse to name my daughter after a comic book because no way was I going to have a little Harley. I just
I feel
No.
like at this, I mean, over the last 5 years, there's 5-year-olds out there running around, as
I, don't know,
Harley
I might
right
as well
now.
just like at birth give her a Jack Skellington tattoo on her thigh.
Yes,
Give
that
Give
would
her
be
the Jack
awesome.
Skellington tattoo of the thigh, and then you get her, the
Yeah.
daddy's little monster jacket, and it's like, what am I
Which
doing?
that one, oddly enough, I'd be okay with. I'm like, all right, you can wear that till you're like a teenager, and then it has to burn.
It's getting weird.
When you turn 13, this is going in the trash.
Yeah. But
Right,
so
as soon as she starts to get boobs, we're done.
yeah,
Yep, there it is.
or an attitude with either
It's like,
or.
we're out of here.
She already has that though, doesn't
She
she?
does.
Yeah.
But instead of calling her, I just, Kinsley is a great name.
That's
Oh,
Oh, that's a
but-
cute
yeah.
name. I like that one. Yeah, my oldest is Kaylee, but I wasn't into comics when I had my first.
Oh man. But then as soon as I found out I was having a boy, I was like, it's time. Now is the moment to have a little Bruce Wayne. And my wife was like, absolutely not. No. There's
You're
no.
like, all right, fine, Alfred, it is.
Yeah. I was like, all right, no, Pennyworth. That's it. And then I really fought hard for Clark. Like I liked Clark.
Oh, yeah.
And my argument for Clark was every time he does a great job, I get to go, real nice, Clark. Real nice. For some
Well,
reason,
Brendan-
still wasn't
Go ahead.
swayed. Yeah, she wasn't swayed by that. So we settled on Kent. And I
Oh,
thought
that's
that's
nice,
pretty-
yeah.
Still, at least you got kind of some sort of middle ground on that one, though.
Yeah.
A friend of mine named his kids Lex and Lena. And so, his oldest one was Lex. And so when his wife was pregnant, he's like, it's a girl. And he's like, I really want to tell you the name, but I'm not allowed to tell anybody yet because nobody knows. I'm like, is it Kara? I kept thinking it was Kara. And he's like, it's not Kara. And then as soon as she was born and he told me, I was like, that's awesome.
Son of a bitch.
But it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
can't get their names beforehand.
My brother, when they went to have their second child, they ended up getting their third child as well.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
surprise.
That's terrible.
I mean, congratulations.
Oh,
Yeesh.
dude, they're amazing.
Oh, dude, your life is over. I mean, great job.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Awesome.
it was great because when I called him like, hey, congratulations, dude. He's like, yeah, thanks for that. That's great. But he fought tooth and nail and he lost. He wanted Luke and Leia so bad.
Oh, that would have been
okay.
yeah, they're
So they ended up
twins.
with Han and Chewie.
No, they got Luke and Allie. So it's close,
I
but
mean,
it's
you
not
get the split. At
perfect.
least you got
You
something.
know what?
there.
It's close.
That's not fair because you know that all of a sudden you have a favorite immediately out of the gate.
Well, they're like, Allie, you weren't even supposed to be here. What, Dad? Nothing.
Obviously, you're a sequel. So anyway,
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
I do have a friend. He's 40, and I say that like that's old, but this is important because he has 3 kids already, and they were like, we just want a 4th kid, even it out,
The fuck
whatever.
wants a 4th kid?
Exact. My thoughts exactly. I have 2, and that's enough for me. But he was.
I quit after 2. I'm good.
Yeah, I did too. Like I
I
made
know.
it so I can't have any more. But
I quit
they-
after 3, but my first one doesn't count.
well, the joke's on them is they're having twins.
Oh.
5.
I was like, because
By the power of Grayskull.
like
Now
my
I've,
dude.
I've heard anything after 3 is just kind of whatever, but still, I'm not ready to find that out myself.
Listen, 2. I got a boy and a girl, and I got one of each, and that's all I need. Like there is no way on this earth that I will ever not happening.
Yeah.
No, we're
there's-
done. My husband got fixed right after I had the 3rd.
Yeah.
I'm playing the game of let's do a urology consultation. Because I've got the 1-1, and I'm not going under a man defense. There's no way. No
Look,
way.
I'll be honest. I got it done, and it was scary, but it actually I had no issues. No
I
issues
keep
My
telling-
husband came home and then went to Home Depot afterwards.
I came
He was
home
fine.
and went trick or treating with the kids because it was Halloween, and my daughter wasn't even a month old at that point.
I came home, I threw a pack of frozen peas a certain direction, and I played video games for the rest of the day. It was awesome. Best
No
day of my life
issues.
for that week.
My husband said he talked his whole way through it, and then they're like, "Oh, we're done." He's like, "You're done already?"
Okay, so I did that. Well, they got me high on Valium.
Yeah,
but,
me too.
I'm the Galactic Dads barbecue account. I'm the captain
Oh,
of
yeah.
the barbecue team or whatever. I gave him my entire rib recipe while he was doing.
I was like, He's
He's like, "How do you make ribs?" I'm like, "I'll tell you everything you want to know." And then he's like, "Okay, I'm done." I'm like, "Oh crap, what did I do?"
What's that burning smell? I'm no stranger to smoke meat. Keep going.
See, the funny thing is when I went, so I had popped the Valium as well, but it just happened to be a day. So my kids are supposed to go to school that day, like daycare. Well, one of them happened to be sick. So my wife, 2 kids in the back, we drive to the clinic, and my wife's like, "All right, see you in a few. I'll be out here waiting." So everyone's in the car. I'm high off my ass on Valium, sitting it. I walk into the place, get it done. I walk back out, and we just drive. I was like, this it was just so bizarre and hilarious the whole way it went down. It was just ridiculous.
So my husband didn't want me to pick him up. His dad wanted to take him because his dad had it done right after he had him. So it was like a rite of passage. Like, no, my dad's taking me, and then we're
Listen,
gonna go have lunch.
Most dads can't wait until their son's 18th birthday. They can't wait for their first pitch.
Their
Me,
first vasectomy.
I can't wait until my son gets his vasectomy.
You know what? It's a proud
bonding
day,
moment.
father's moment, and he goes, "I'm not going to have to watch any more grandkids."
Right.
You're not pawning.
And my
anybody
father-in-law
else.
will actually call my husband and be like, "Hey, what time are you picking the kids up?" And then my husband shows up and his mom's like, "What are you doing here already?" And he's like, "Dad called me."
He called, and I was actually sitting in the driveway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all of their stuff packed,
Right.
it's all ready to go. You're like,
Like,
okay.
"Oh, you guys are in the middle of an art project? Didn't notice."
Oh,
My parents used to watch my boys on like days that I would work late or days that I worked on Saturdays and stuff like that. I recently went from a 70-hour job to a real people job. And
I don't know what that means.
Where does it
it
get?
means
I'm guessing
working-
9 to 5.
yeah, working Monday through Friday and not killing myself,
Oh.
and so now my parents are calling me like, "Hey, what are the kids doing?" Like, you can have them anytime you want.
Listen,
to.
if you
Yeah,
want to take
that's
them,
nice.
please, by all means.
You know where they live. Come get them.
Yeah.
You know where they
No
You have a
shit.
key. You don't even have to knock. Just show up. I won't even meet you at the door. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, you just come on in. There you go.
Yeah.
So I figured it out. Also, by the way, by way of logos and episodes. So MASH, because I refuse to call you Matt. You Batman favorite superhero?
He's what got me into. However, Flash is probably my all-time favorite superhero.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you? Who's better?
I like Barry Allen, man.
Okay.
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people are Wally West, but I like
I'm
Barry.
a Wally West fan, but it's only because that's the era I grew up in.
Well, you're in for a treat. So November. So there's like this whole like Unite the Seven thing going on with a bunch of
Thought.
podcasts, right? Okay. So I was like, you know what? Screw these guys.
Do a
What if
Legion of
we-
Doom.
Exactly. And so there's some of us going to do a Legion of Doom. And because Flash is my favorite, And the guy who did Flash did Wally West. I said, we're going to do Hunter Zolomon. So we're going to do a Hunter Zolomon episode deep dive in. It's probably going to come out like November once our spooky season stuff's over.
See, I love Hunter Zolomon. I like the whole I'm fast, but it's only because I barely manipulate time.
Yeah, and he's just like, I'm just being a dick just because I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
So that, like I go back and forth. I'm like, I love Eobard because he's like, I'm a dick for no reason at all. Like, I just want to ruin your life, and I don't even have a good reason other than like, oh, I live in the future, and it turns out I'm supposed to be your biggest enemy. Okay. But Hunter's like, yeah, I just want to make you a better, dude. And he's just like, so I'm just gonna ruin your life, whatever.
Tragedy. Which the
Yeah.
problem with that though is once Barry comes back, what's his shtick? He's like essentially done then.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, it is. So, but you should be in for a treat there. But Flash is easily. I cannot wait for that movie. That's definitely my favorite. But Batman is a close second because that's kind of who got me into comics.
Gotcha. I did hear you mention the Mask of the Phantasm movie today.
Oh yeah.
And
It was
oh
a
my
good
god,
movie.
that
Really good movie.
honestly, that was up there as probably the best Batman film until I don't know, Dark Knight came out.
Maybe.
I
know
agree
it's
with
a hot take. It's a hot take. I know.
First of all, Batman and Robin, cinematic masterpiece. Please give it to
Hell yeah.
You're not sending me to the cooler.
Okay. First of all, bat nipples are still there. Okay.
The bat
So it's
butt,
fine.
the bat
It's
nipples.
fine.
We got it all.
My real problem with that film is essentially just Bane. You know,
Oh,
we could have done better.
He's got the
than
trench
Robin
coat. He's got the hat on. You know what?
Yeah.
Were you inconspicuous along with Uma Thurman just running around the city? No big deal. Nobody recognizes him.
And I hope we're not offending Lauren because I know Keaton is her Batman for great reason. And he'll still tell you he is Batman today, which is fine.
Very
I
true.
support that. I support it. Real hot take from an impartial third party. Who's your favorite film Batman?
Oh man, you
Go ahead. Just I'm really just trying to see what kind of response we get.
Oh,
here.
this is gonna be hilarious because I'm looking
I'm
at
gonna
this
say Ben Affleck.
because I'm gonna get a fuck from somebody. Val Kilmer.
Oh, I knew it.
Oh.
I don't hate that.
That's an
I don't
interesting
hate
one,
that,
huh?
though.
So okay, so
He doesn't get enough love.
no,
as Batman.
No, he
I'm
doesn't at all.
No, I'm an 80s kid. I was a teenager in the 90s. Okay. That film, for when it came out, with how neon and how ridiculous it was and everything like that,
It was a
it
rave.
fit exactly what it was trying to do better than any other Batman that I watched.
Mhm.
Especially
Now-
with 45-year-old Dick Grayson.
Yeah, right. Now,
My ward. Hey, you should come move in with me
Right.
because you look
I'm
great.
gonna take care of you, kid.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
25.
as an adult,
Where are you
know,
going to pay my taxes? I'm like 30. Yeah.
as an
Have a
adult
job.
of 40, Batman Forever is not the best Batman movie in my opinion, but
Dr. Chase Meridian, though.
Oh,
right,
dude, that was oh my god. I think that was
But
like
I
my
think
first
we can
all
childhood
agree.
crush.
Mm.
I thought for the style that movie was trying to go for, I felt like Val Kilmer and his Batman nailed it. So there you
No,
go.
I didn't hate Val Kilmer at all.
I like him
Yeah.
as Batman. Did you watch the documentary Val yet?
I'm very aware of it. I haven't seen it yet.
I
though.
started it. I haven't.
First of
finished
all,
it.
prepare to cry.
I
Second of
that's-
all-
I don't want to cry right now.
He was like he actually
don't.
didn't like being Batman because he couldn't act. He was like, I couldn't hear shit, I couldn't do anything. So
Yeah.
it wasn't real acting to him. So that's why he didn't do a second one. But no, I think it's probably one of his more underrated roles. I thoroughly enjoyed him as Batman.
So my favorite movie is Heat,
Oh yeah,
van?
such a good movie.
and
I'm the crazy guy.
Val Kilmer is my favorite character. He plays my favorite character in that movie because
Right.
his character has the most to lose.
Right,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
the family man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I love that movie. I
I
love
said
Val
I didn't
Kilmer.
wanna
I love
cry.
that
You bring
movie.
Val Kilmer from Heat to me. Come
Oh,
on.
you're gonna be okay.
I haven't seen that movie in years. That'd be a good one to rewatch.
Man,
Yeah, it would.
I know Hollywood loved Val Kilmer for a bit in the 90s, and I was on board that train real hard. Like The Saint, Ghosts in the Darkness.
Well, he was the Sherpa
Oh,
in that
love
one
that.
episode of Entourage.
Oh yeah.
God, I don't remember that at all.
Obviously,
That was awesome.
It was
the
a
first season. It was great.
Emmy warning.
Yeah, right.
Emmy awarded performance. Sorry, I'm having the problem where I mispronounce words, so you both get to drink.
He's having the
And,
problem where he's 4 beers in and it's over.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, before we even record, I might have to grab. I mean, we're recording, so I don't forget to hit record.
Yes.
For you
Oh,
guys,
perfect.
but
Yeah. The
I
good part
might need to
about
grab
this
one
is,
more.
I was sad that I couldn't get the clean feed link to work. So that means I'm not recording any audio or anything. So we'll get to strip the video and stuff. But it'll be
yeah, so this has been recording since minute 1. So I'm sending the whole thing
Perfect.
to you, so you can do whatever you please.
That's wonderful.
That's great.
That's wonderful.
That's great. Yeah. Lauren, you're a lawyer, is that correct? Not a copyright lawyer though, like you're like bankrupt.
Were you watching Hops News tonight?
Actually, no.
I was gonna say, I guess I mentioned that. I must mention it occasionally. Yeah, no, I'm licensed, but I'm just a stay-at-home mom right now. I'm not practicing at the moment, but I'm still licensed.
Well, first of all, you're living my dream job. So, all right.
Yeah.
I
Thanks
say
for
that.
bragging while we're here.
Yeah, I say that, but then I stayed at home with the kids for like a week during COVID, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm not a stay-at-home dad. I think
I mean, I got
Dude,
Well, see,
same.
I have 3 kids, which is a lot, but my oldest is she's going to be 18 next month, and she's got a license, and like she's in college already because she's taking the dual enrollment classes. So I'm pretty much done with her.
Yeah.
But as much as the
old
kids drive me
news.
nuts and I want to pull my hair out all day, well, not all day, but a lot of the time, because my 4-year-old's a fucking lunatic, I much prefer doing this than practicing law all day. So I guess it is my dream job, but that sounds super fucking cheesy.
You know, it's terrible because we live in a world where it's like you're supposed to want a career, but then once you have kids, you're supposed to want to spend every second with them. I think that's totally unfair because, I mean, my dad, it was like, hey, I'll see you at night and I might see you in the morning. And then
Right.
Green, like I'm out there getting it. It was fine.
Dude, I did that for 2 years and I'll never do it again. I don't care what kind of money they offer me.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing is I had my oldest when I was in undergrad, went to law school, and I had her when I was in law school, worked full time for a few years and barely saw her. My husband was raising her, and I was like, this fucking sucks. So then when I got pregnant with the second one, I switched to part-time, and by the time the third one came around, I think I closed my last case when I was pregnant with him, and that was 4 years ago now, or he's
I
4
will be
now.
right
So
back because now I have to pee wicked bad.
Oh, fair.
Don't let us stop you.
That's okay. We wanted to talk to Lauren about you peeing while you were away.
Well, see, I ran and peed real quick as Hops News was still alive, so I'm good.
I got you.
There you
We
go.
also, while we were waiting for you guys to wrap, we both emptied the main vein.
Yeah, we had a fire drill ending to our recording before we jumped on with you guys, and we finished probably 5 minutes before you did. But
Yeah,
it was good.
Oh, good. We had Flying Dog on tonight, so that's a pretty big
awesome.
brewery. So the main guy, and we had their lawyer on too, because they filed a lawsuit against the North Carolina like basically alcohol, whatever they basically said you can't put this label in North Carolina because there's a teeny tiny hint of a penis and it's offensive to children. And so they filed
hang on a second. Who is this product for?
beer. It's a beer label.
Okay, but it's offensive to kids. Yeah,
Right. Exactly.
My drunk
Exactly.
dad at my little league game is offensive to me,
Right.
not the beer in his hand.
Right. The beer, your target market is not children.
The existence
so we-
of natural light is offensive to children, much less. I mean,
Well, what drives me nuts is like, okay, well, every little boy has a penis that looks more realistic than the one on this freaking label. That it looked like less than a Bart Simpson penis in the Simpsons movie.
Like, listen to me. If the Naked Baby on the Nirvana album can file a suit right now, then I think we're going to set a precedent where everyone else can be mad at tiny penises.
Everybody should be mad at tiny penises. What are they doing for the world, really? But I want to look at the
this is
statute
funny,
of
my
limitations.
wife's weekly thank you. I'm kidding.
I was
You
about
ever
to
see
I'm
what
gonna
was the
take
one
first.
movie? There was one movie with the girl. God, who was in it? It was the guy from Step Brothers and the girl from Orange is the New Black, and she's like, "Do the circles, do the circles."
Is that
You've no-
I know what you're talking about, but I
Okay.
can't remember what it is.
hang on, wait a minute. Is that John C. Reilly?
No, not John C. Reilly, the mean brother.
Adam
The-
Scott.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And then they meet the other couple and they want to like couple swap, but not the way they think. But it starts in the beginning and she's like, do the circles because he's teeny tiny.
Oh my god.
Oh, I might have missed that movie.
It's a good one. You should watch it.
I'll have to look up his filmography and check it out.
It might be called Sleepover. Like they both have kids and they bring their kids for like what they think is a play date. And while the kids are hold on, my daughter wants to come out and get water. She just texted me.
That's a whole new level for me. My kid
That's
just
awesome.
walks in the middle of my recording.
Oh, they get angry eyes when they do that. I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Logan-
Well, it's also
Logan-
10 o'clock here.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
that's true.
That's true.
See, my oldest, Logan, wants a phone, and he's going to be 9 next month. And he also wants nothing more than to stream shit with
You're
me.
good. We're not.
And it's like, I don't really want you doing that right now.
Yeah, I don't know how
Like-
comfortable you doing that before. you
Yeah,
hit
he's
double
like, can we
digits.
make a YouTube channel? I'm like, no, you cannot make a YouTube channel.
All you're really
That's
doing
my
right now
9-year-old.
is cutting off his earning potential.
He'll get there, okay? Like,
Okay,
he's
so
one
my
of-
9-year-old does have a YouTube channel and she does like Lego stop motion. And my husband was watching him and
really?
he goes, why isn't your face in them? And she goes, Mom wouldn't let me put my face in the videos.
You know what? I agree with that. And
I agree with that too.
You know what? This is going to sound messed up, but this is the world we live in.
Mhm.
And the internet has ruined me. Make sure none of her bare feet are in these videos.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
It
dude.
is. Oh my God. I would be online tracking down, IP addresses and be like, where do you live? Stop
Well,
liking
that's
my
a cool
photos.
one.
That is awesome.
Oh,
It's called The Haze is Strong with this one from
So
Aviator.
I got to admit, I'm very fascinated by listening to you guys' shows and listening to the beers you drink, because I am head first deep into everything that is beer in St. Louis and in the Midwest and stuff. My
That's
wife
true.
and I have traveled to the South Shore in northern Indiana and Michigan and done all those breweries up there. We've done damn near everyone in St. Louis, and then you guys come up with all this stuff that I haven't had before. And I've been to Tampa Bay, and I've had probably a dozen breweries in Tampa Bay too.
mhm.
And then you guys come up with all this cool stuff that sounds awesome that I've never heard of, and it's like, God, beer is awesome.
We're
It
culture.
really is. No,
It
yeah.
is.
You can't drink with us. We're the cool kids.
I'm sorry. Seats
And on
taken.
Wednesdays, we drink out of glass.
We do.
Hey.
Speaking of which, we probably have to get you guys one of these. But
Oh,
Actually, yeah, I was gonna say I do need addresses because you guys are definitely getting stickers.
we got some new. I got some new ones coming in actually tomorrow.
yeah, we need to do some swag trading.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, my
I can
husband
hook
doesn't
that up.
like when I say this, but I can send you beer too.
I was gonna say this
What?
because my
I'm
wife
in.
doesn't like this.
I'm
I'll
in.
send you beer as well.
Yeah.
My
I was like,
God.
why do you spend money on sending beer?
You need to.
Dude,
I will-
You need to do this.
I will totally return the favor.
No,
100.
Well, every
we,
time a beer package arrives, he's like, that means you're gonna send it back, aren't you?
or it's
Empty.
like there's a new release and they're like, but you already have all this over here. I'm like, yeah, but
Indeed.
My beer fridge, and I will commit to taking a picture of it, and I will post it. My beer fridge is literally full to a point I don't think I can add anything more to it.
You can always add more. Do you want to see my mini one? My mini one is like
she's
stacked.
got two
and then
beer
my
fridges.
Let's have it.
I respect her. I
Yeah.
my
don't know.
mini
Yeah.
one's right here. Well, it's not. It's actually kind of empty right now because I've been drinking all night. Let's see if I can actually do this.
They used to fit like 3.
No, yeah, we got you guys. We got you some swag. I have the pint glass. I'm the worst at mailing stuff, but I will
Don't worry about
definitely
it.
get some out because
I'm really good at it.
I also have some
It's not
beer
gonna end
brewing
well.
right now that
Oh
should
my
be done
goodness.
like middle October. That if it turns out, I can.
You guys say you're brewing?
I am. I do. I brew.
I saw where you do that. So I homebrew too, but I haven't
Nice
done it
fridge.
in a minute.
Mhm.
I need to do that. And if I do, then maybe we can swap some homebrew and
Yeah,
you know,
assuming it
good
turns
time.
out, because this is my first kind of actual intricate one. It's a maple pumpkin coffee stout.
oh, that's
So-
awesome.
If it does turn out, because the maple syrup, I have to add the rest of it in for second fermentation. It's
Mhm.
straight like from Maine. Like so, my family sent me a giant like
Oh,
gallon
wow.
full straight from the homeland. And then I have Dunkin' Donuts because of
Homeland.
course I have Dunkin' Donuts tattooed on me.
That's awesome.
I obviously put some Dunkin' Donuts coffee beans into it. And then yeah, it's got a little bit of pumpkin spice. So if it does turn out, I have 5 gallons of it, and I'm not drinking all 5 gallons to myself.
That's awesome.
So I am more than happy to share.
We can talk. My one of my best friends, my buddy Tim, and I, we brew. We used to do it every year. We haven't done it in a couple of years because A, you know, things, you know, we both have little kids and things happen.
Yeah.
B, we kind of got burnt out, but he does, like, we do a just really cool pumpkin beer, like actually pretty solid pumpkin beer.
Pumpkin. I just love this time of year. Look, it is the greatest time of year.
There are a lot of good pumpkins that come out around here. We've got within 2 hours of St. Louis, we've got one called Pumpkin Smasher from Big Muddy. It's a pumpkin stout.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Big.
Oh,
And
that sounds good.
Solid. Now, Big Muddy, if you go to the brewery, there's nothing around it. Like it's in a town of about 600 people, if
Sounds
that.
like Treehouse.
Yeah. And then we've got another one called Scratch Brewery, which the first time I went to this brewery, I thought I was going into a scene from Deliverance. Because you're driving down a gravel road and you're just driving through trees. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it down this road.
I still squeal like a pig every time I
Right.
go there.
Oh, I'm going to get you down there. But then it opens up and it's beautiful. It's this giant farmhouse and everything. They grow every ingredient that they make, they grow on site. And then they brew the beer there. And it's some of the stuff they come up with is just completely out of its mind. Now you're going to pay for it, but it's good.
It's a small grow up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They do everything right in house. So that's kind of dope. I feel like that's even better. Because you're getting it straight fresh from the source, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, my wife actually, so my father-in-law and I do this camping trip every 6 months or so. And the brewery is about 45 minutes away from where we camp. So I'll run up there by myself.
Grab a jug.
Because my father-in-law his idea of good beer is Busch Light. Which, you know, good for him. That's not mine. So I'll go up there by myself and I'll come back with a few growlers and a buzz. And my wife always gets mad at me because I don't bring her down there. But it's like, honey, it's 2 hours away from home. Like,
yeah, and I'm doing it on Wednesday when I should be at work. It's fine. Right. Don't worry
whatever.
About it. So I do have questions, but first off, I do want to mention the only pumpkin beer I truly love is the O'Fallon Vanilla Pumpkin.
Ooh,
yep.
Oh, O'Fallon is so. They do a lot of pumpkins.
Yeah, they are like real local to us, and they have some really good stuff.
So I was just going to say the first time I ever saw them was last year. It was like a whole shit ton. I think I actually sent you one, Matt.
You might have. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm gonna need a pumpkin box refresh.
Oh, they're good though.
So they just came out with their pumpkin box. If I'm not mistaken, it's regular pumpkin, salted caramel pumpkin. There's
the that was it. Was the salted
caramel?
Okay.
Yeah.
And yes,
coffee. There's a pumpkin latte, pumpkin spice latte is in there.
Keep it.
Which Mash, I think that's your bag, right?
Oh, look, I am basic. I'm as basic as it gets.
America runs on pumpkin.
It really, I'm about as basic a human being as you can get, especially this time of year.
That's all right. That's all right.
Obviously, I'm dying to write copy ads for Dunkin' during fall.
Listen, I mean, I pounded a pumpkin cream cold brew before the gym today, so I mean business.
Yeah. I got jacked on Dunkin'.
I would lie to you if I told you I wasn't working on a barbecue rub based on pumpkin spice latte.
Oh man,
you know
that sounds amazing.
Well, I'll let you know how that goes. I'm gonna try that.
No, it'll be a pork rub, like a rib rub. So, but
okay, I'm already excited.
I won't get too deep into that.
No, you're good.
Well, after the Hot Barons coffee rub, like before that, I was like, coffee? That doesn't make sense. So now I'm open to anything. It works amazing.
I bought the brine and I bought the badass rub based on your recommendation.
Oh, badass rub is fire.
Badass rub is really solid. I've used it on 3 or 4 things. I haven't used the brine yet, but I've got a turkey screaming for it.
So I will tell you with the brine,
Sunday, actually.
When you do the brine, you know, after you let it soak, when you go to cook it, take a lot of the good stuff and put it on there. Like, don't just
because it sits at the bottom of when you're soaking it.
Yeah.
So you got to scoop it out and put it on there.
Yeah, scoop it up and put it on there. Yeah.
Okay. The one time I did it and I didn't put enough and it wasn't super flavorful. But then I think it was last night or 2 nights ago, I like scooped a ton of that shit and put it on there. It was fucking
Yeah,
delicious.
I smoke a chicken every Sunday for meal prep, and that's what I do.
I already
is,
love you.
Yeah.
I
that's
I
solid.
sit
Well,
there. It lasts me the week. I just sit there. I smoke a 5-pound chicken every Sunday, and I put the brine on it because I had the growler that I bought, and they also, when they hooked us up, they give us another bag. So like I have plenty of that shit. And I just every Sunday, man.
Make you
When my
happy.
9-year-old calls it bad butt rub, she's like, "Did you put the bad butt rub on the chicken tonight?"
I use the coffee rub actually on my breakfast sandwiches every morning. I put it on my eggs when I make my eggs.
Yeah, I put it on eggs. It's so good with eggs and coffee. And then if you have potatoes with the badass rub with the coffee eggs and the coffee.
I actually seasoned my
Stop it.
my
I know, I'm getting hungry
potatoes
now.
and Brussels sprouts that I meal prepped with
So
for the
they're
week.
like-
I marinated them in the maple.
I got eggs. You want to fertilize them? Let's go.
So
He can't fertilize them anymore.
I know that's the joke. It's so
Exactly.
fun. God, they're quick, even when they've been drinking. I,
know,
like
thank God
it.
for that. So
Well, we only
have
record when we drink. So
one
you've
of-
never met us
Wednesday
sober
is
or heard us
drinking day.
sober.
one of our locals out here is Perennial Brewing Company,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
they
I've heard
make
Perennial?
Perennial. They make my favorite beer in the entire world. It's called a Braxis,
Oh yeah.
and
Interesting.
Oh.
it's a
Braxis
Mexican
is
hot
good.
chocolate stout.
Isn't that a demon name,
Interesting.
Abraxas?
Probably, yeah.
It's
I don't know.
Mexican,
I
so
just
I'm
think
sure
it's
they
delicious.
did. I don't know.
But one
Diablo.
of there's a store around here. It's called Beer Sauce Shop, and it's exactly what you would expect it to be. It's beer, barbecue stuff, and there's a bar in the back, and it's my spirit animal, and I go there all the time.
That sounds
also-
amazing.
They'll sell you food. Like they'll
Yeah,
make
they will make you barbecue.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's wonderful. But they made an Abraxas beef rub,
amazing.
and I still have some of it, and it's literally it's like Abraxas in a can, and like I use that on anything that comes from a cow, and it's amazing.
It is your Frank's Red Hot.
Yes,
I
it's
put that
Yes.
shit on everything.
yes.
Well, that's what I posted when I'm like, I put this shit on everything because I don't even eat real meat. I'm a fake vegetarian and I still put that shit on everything.
You're a
It's so
vegetarian.
good. Fake vegetarian. I eat poultry and
He
fish.
called you a
I
vegetarian.
was about to say, how do you define
Oh, is that what you
fake vegetarian? Is that like no eating red and pink meat, just white meat, or what?
You said
Yeah,
chicken,
basically.
right?
Just
Okay.
poultry and fish. Because people would be like, oh, so
Oh,
you're a
man.
vegetarian. I'm like, no, I still eat things
That
with
badass
faces.
rub on some shrimp, and then
Oh, yeah.
in
Yes,
the
that's
the
been- it's
juice.
just
So like
that
when I
and
do
butter.
that, right, the juice it sits there, and so when you put it in your Tupperware, and
They're
it kind
turning
of
me on. I'm
it
sorry.
just marinates in that juice while it's sitting there in the fridge,
Oh.
and then when you heat it up again, and oh, dude,
All
That's
you
what people are like, oh, you guys are like getting this for free, or you're getting
No,
we
we
don't
pay
get
for it.
anything for free.
you
Yeah.
just get a discount code by using our podcast name.
We did get to do, they sent us 3 like
We
things
get
to,
to taste
try.
test. We did get to
Yeah,
taste test.
and
I
that was
still
cool
actually have
because
one of the
the
bags I'd
hops-
never tasted.
Oh, see, we did all 3 that night, and I had them all toothpicked in different ways, and I made everybody in the house taste it.
I
But
didn't
there
try
was whole
D.
hop cones in that, and
Mhm.
so my oldest and I took a bite of the whole hop cone just for the hell of it, and it was interesting.
It was
You
interesting.
know what's funny is when you go on a brewery tour, and like a lot of the breweries around here, like Schlafly and some of the other ones, when I go through their brewery, they hand out a cup full of hops for
Yeah.
everybody to smell. And everybody, like, they'll smell and be like, oh, that smells terrible. And they'll pass them along. And then it
Like,
gets to
give
me.
me
I was
your
like,
cup.
that smells so good.
Dude,
Yeah,
Sam
they do
Adams.
You don't
smell
even have to give
good.
up the cup. Like, I'm right here. Like,
Just
it's
give
cool.
me Sam Adams actually still does that for a big brewery. If you ever find yourself in Boston, I can't recommend the Sam Adams brewery tour enough because it's probably the best
On my
brewery
list.
tour you'll ever get to go to.
Until you go to Denmark.
And
you go to
it's honestly
Carlsberg.
I think it maybe it might have just been from anyways.
Wow.
Like they give you the cups of the barley, they give you the hops.
The malt.
and then you
I
get,
remember
like,
we tried malts.
Yeah.
You
And
chew on malts.
you get to chew on those, and then I'm telling you, at the end, you get to taste 3 free beers. So the trick is to sit at the opposite end of the pitchers that come down, because then everybody passes their pitchers down, and you end up with more beer than everybody else.
Oh,
See,
that's awesome.
I like your style. That's great. That sounds like somebody who's in the, service, because you figure out how do we get the most out of this system as it stands.
No, it's 100% true. It's like,
Yeah.
so first of all, like, how do I get the most? How do I maximize my beer intake? And it's just
So I just bring my husband and then drink what they give him.
because
There you
generally
go.
all the old people are like, okay, I'm sitting there, I'm being chintzy so everybody else can get it, and then there's still like half a pitcher at the end when they get to you. And then you're like, oh,
Brilliant.
hell yeah.
I'm actually intrigued by this. You guys go on brewery tours where they give you hops and malts
Yeah.
to taste. I go on brewery tours where they let you look at the fucking horse. And then at the end of that, you still get 3 beers. That's the Budweiser.
Look at the fucking. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
look
that's
at
Anheuser
Budweiser.
Busch all day.
That's the Clydesdales. They're like, check out the Clydesdales. I was like, super sweet. I didn't go to Grant's Farm. Can we go where the beer's at? Like that's
The Carlsberg Brewery had Clydesdales. Well, maybe they're not Clydesdales. They look like Clydesdales, but they had horses.
Oh, dude, these things are huge.
So I remember, so one of my best friends on one of our previous episodes, the guy Florida Man is one of my best
Steve.
friends.
Oh, I listened to that one. Oh, yeah.
He lives in Tampa Bay and he's lived there for a while. And
Couple of years.
the first time I
Couple,
went
2,
to
3.
visit him, he took me on the Cigar City Brewery tour. And
I love Cigar City.
it's still like
It's a good
one of the
brewery.
pictures of me from that brewery tour is still my Twitter profile picture, and that was like 6 years ago and like 40 pounds ago. But anyway,
Dad life is hard.
I found that
is.
I got more beer by just hanging out next to the tour guide and asking him relevant questions. He's like, you actually know stuff, so I'm going to give you more beer.
Nope, I just
Like,
know
that's
how
it
cool.
works.
beer.
It does.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, they're
gonna-
used to people being like, I did this Swamp Head tour, which isn't by Gainesville, and there was a group
Okay.
with us that like didn't even drink beer. They seemed like they were already drunk. They were probably Gator fans and went to the school or whatever.
Yeah,
And
bro.
like the fact
Goddamn
that
Tim
anybody,
Tebow.
yeah, fuck him. The fact that anybody knew anything about beer, yeah, they're much more likely to do that. But it's funny, I've been to Cigar City multiple times. I've never done the tour, and that'd probably be a really good one.
The time that I did it, I felt like the guy actually knew what he was talking about, which sometimes you go on those tours and it's like, this dude is just paid to tell people what they're
Yeah.
looking at.
Cigar City was the first brewery tour I've ever been on where I instantly went, okay, I want the beer and the merch. Like,
Yeah.
give
Oh,
me
yeah.
both. I want to rock this when I go back to my peasant Midwest.
Have you had Hunapu?
I have had Hunapu. The first time I went to Tampa Bay, I brought enough beer back in my suitcase and my check bag that I got searched by the TSA because they thought it was a bomb.
That happens every time. It happened with me with coming back from Vermont. I had a suitcase full of Alchemist.
I had like 60
I mean,
cans in my
Vermont.
suitcase or something like
Vermont,
that.
you should throw it in the back of your Subaru and then just
Well,
drove
I'm
that.
so mad that I used to go to Vermont every weekend, and this is before I got into craft beer, so I never went to all the brew. I'm such
alone.
just a dumb
So-
dumbass.
Where else did you go in Tampa? Or when did you go?
Oh, that was, gosh, when? Okay, hold on. Logan
So last
was
time
a
I went to
baby.
Tampa, Lee had just gotten pregnant.
So Kins is
4.5, so it's
5
5
years?
years.
So the first time I went to Tampa was 6 years ago because he went with their group 6 months after me.
Mhm.
I
or
think that's
something.
the last time I went to Tampa too, actually.
I actually thought about going when you went.
Yeah, I know you told me that story. That's
Yeah.
great. It was
Did you do
I was-
Angry Chair?
no,
That's a
no.
good
It
one.
was what it was an honest share because I was brand new. I had just started dating my girlfriend, who's now my wife, and they're like, "I don't know about this guy coming down to Tampa. Do you want to come and run interference?" And then
And
Yeah.
it's fair information. My buddy Steve is my best friend, one of my best friends. I've known him since I was 14 or 15 years old.
Mhm. They
And I-
made out once, not in college.
It's
I made out with a
irrelevant.
best friend,
There's
it
nothing on
happens.
video. It's cool.
Nothing on video.
I've also known B's wife since she was 15, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was definitely like we haven't met Brandon. We're curious what he's about, and so I get to run a little bit of interference
And
before.
now
they-
look at you. Now look at you.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
all
thought?
good.
now I
Look
got
at
him.
us.
Now I got him to come on my podcast. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I am so. Oh shit! I didn't realize. So, you had questions. I'm interested. What? We haven't even started like actually recording the episode yet, have we? This is.
Oh no,
awesome.
we don't like
No,
actually.
actually, this is good. Like
I'm
the banter
enjoying
is
this.
fun. Like,
This
I was
is
about to say
quality
this is
stuff
dope.
right
No,
here.
this is
yeah,
awesome.
I'm having as much fun with this as we would with recording an episode.
no
honestly.
kidding.
Like, this is
Do
great.
you know what this is? This is honestly like back in the day, you used to go to a bar and network with people. Now you
That-
just
yeah.
And it's so much
Now
fun.
you get on Zoom and drink beer, and it's good.
Exactly. This is we're
I'm-
living in the
I'm-
And
future.
you don't have to take a COVID test in 3 days.
Right.
Yeah, I
We're in the
probably
future,
should.
man.
That would get me out of
We're
the
in
way.
the future. The future sucks.
Where's my flying car?
You
Where
know,
the
for the longest time, every time they show like a futuristic movie of how bright and shiny everything was, and then somewhere we transition to like the future is grim, everybody's dead, and I was like, wow, that's not what the future is. Why are we showing everybody dead? But now I'm like, that actually makes a lot of sense. They might have been onto something.
speaking of showing everybody dead, COVID taught me one thing, and it's that the reality of a zombie movie is
We're all
very
fucked.
likely. Yeah, like
we're
it's
100% screwed. Like people
every time I saw The Walking Dead, I was like, just stay away from them. And then COVID happened. I was like, no, we're all
Nope,
fucked in
that
Well,
makes
and,
sense.
and if What If taught us anything, it's that if anybody in the world is named Hank Pym, we need to
we're
exterminate
also screwed
real quick before the zombie outbreak or before any other
Seriously.
outbreak.
And if you stick to the
Yeah, he was the
comics, probably-
downfall of more than one episode. Jesus.
Like
I know,
3.
right? And then if you read the comics, stay away from him. He's going to weaponize the internet. Thanks, Ultron.
I mean, to be fair, the man spent 5 minutes on the internet and was like, y'all need to die. And I can't fault him from that.
I was about
cannot
to say,
fault
if
him.
any of us spend 5 minutes on the internet any day, we'd probably think the same
Just
thing.
wait until a
No,
Star
you'd be
Wars movie
jerking
comes
off.
out, and then, and then a Star Wars
Okay,
movie
that's
comes
fair,
out.
but
I
still.
like her. I like her. Yeah, that's
Listen,
smart.
okay, for 30
She's like,
seconds,
"You can
yes.
walk away
4.5
from
minutes, though, you're like, oh god, this is an awful place to be.
All right, so listen
No,
to my
you'd be so
podcast.
relaxed you'd take a
Yeah.
nap and then you'd forget.
I'm not so angry anymore. No, that was
Because
fun,
the,
actually.
the PNC of it all is then you realize just how messed up everything is, because there's that whole fog where it's like, man, everything's great. This is it. And then afterwards, you're like, oh God, who am I? What am I? You start questioning things.
Yeah, you don't want to start having those kind of questions because
No.
you realize it's a
That's when you
simulator.
just open another beer.
Boom, you're in the matrix. And no,
Yeah, then we're figuring out what color pill to take, and it's just a whole.
obviously
other-
I'm going
no,
purple
yeah.
because Prince, but
Right.
a little bit of reality, a little bit of not. It's great.
So
You
I
guys-
saw a meme that said something like, you guys are talking about the next Matrix movie, like it's supposed to be bad. Like, please let me take a pill that brings me back to 1999. That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
cross
And
my
frost
tips
my
and
tits
jack
and
me
jack
in.
me in.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Was it you guys maybe it was you guys that shared it? I
might
don't know
have
who
been.
shared it.
So it's funny you mentioned that because my oldest Logan,
I'll be right back.
I take him to before care at his daycare. Like he has before and after care every day, and I take him to
Yeah.
before care every day. And I started doing that not because he couldn't catch the bus at home, but because he wanted to hang out with his buddy, and his buddy has frosted tips. So
No shit. Okay,
Yes.
then that was the meme I read because it said something about
What?
frosted
yeah,
tips.
the first time I saw this kid, I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like people still do this shit?"
Yeah,
Like,
my boyfriend in
parents-
1999 100% had frosted tips.
Oh, I
Um,
used to use like Sun-In and all that shit back in the day, man.
so
So did I.
when I graduated high school, we had that all night graduation party bullshit or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
and they gave us like a bag with all kinds of cool stuff, and we had a giant thing of Sun-In in it. And I
So
used that all summer, and I went from like I've always had like dark brown hair, and then I went to having like blonde hair.
That's probably why my hair's falling.
see, mine
out
turned
now,
orange.
actually. Who
after
knows
a
what those
little bit.
chemicals were in there?
Yeah, and
So-
everyone's like, "Dude, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm gonna stop using this stuff."
So did you go to high school in Missouri?
Yes, I did.
So what did they do for your grad party? Because for us, we went to Disney World overnight.
They let you loose in East St. Louis and said whoever survives the night gets to go to
Holy
college. on
Did you get to go to the
scholarship.
Budweiser brewery overnight?
So I love the fact that even in Idaho, you know about East St. Louis.
Oh,
Like I think
dude,
that's
I
amazing.
know everything.
I have a story about that, but I'll answer Lauren's question first. For the all night, we had an all night graduation party. Now we had ours at our school. Now, the previous years they had done it at the college at University of Missouri St. Louis, which was pretty similar stuff. The only difference is doing it at our school, we didn't have a pool, but they set up all the inflatables and all the goofy stuff. There was like a quote unquote casino, in one room and stuff like that. And we just got to goof off all night, and it was fun. It was fine. They gave us a whole bunch of free crap when we were done, and that was cool.
To
But,
include Sun-In.
Yeah, we did not get to go to Disney World, so that's depressing. But what are you gonna do? Now, Mash, back to your comment about East St. Louis. We, when my wife and I got married, we got married in 2010. And
in it because you went to the East Side.
no, B, we did not. No, well, that's another story. We won't go into that.
Story.
On our honeymoon, we flew from St. Louis to Atlanta to Tampa to get on a cruise. And then when we flew back, when we were going back, we got to Tampa and our plane sprung a fuel leak. So long and short, we ended up having to spend the night in Atlanta. And our cab driver from the Atlanta airport to our hotel, he was talking, he's like, oh, you guys are from St. Louis? I said, yeah, we're from St. Louis. He said, you ever been to East St. Louis? I said,
What the fuck is East St. Louis? I don't know what that is.
It's where everybody gets shot. That's all you need to know.
So
essentially,
St. Louis is right
like
on the
downtown?
Mississippi River, and East St. Louis is right on the other side of the river, and you don't want to go there.
East
all you-
St. Louis is a very bad part of town. That's all
Yeah,
you need to
Okay.
know.
East St. Louis is a haven for robberies and strip clubs.
Don't stop at the stoplights. Or
And don't
stop
stop
signs.
at stoplights, especially if your car is new enough that the wheels look good. But
You've
anyway,
been to Tampa. You know, strip clubs don't mean the bad part of town.
that's true.
that's a very
Yeah,
good
that's
point.
Or-
Very good point. In St. Louis, they do.
Fair. Yeah, yeah.
But our cab driver in Atlanta was like, oh, you've been to East St. Louis? I said, yeah, I've been to East St. Louis a couple times. Said, East St. Louis is a beautiful place. And that's when I knew I never wanted to go to Atlanta again.
Yes.
Oh man.
I was like, yeah, it's cool. Can we go to Walmart?
Yeah,
Oh, Walmart closes at 6 o'clock here. I'm like, 6 o'clock?
for a good reason. It's
I
time
I
to
feel like
leave.
most Walmarts are like 24/7.
They used to be
Well,
until COVID. Now,
That's true. Ours closes at 10 now, I think, because of
Ours
COVID.
closes at 10 as well.
Well, my husband's the kind of person that will like fall asleep at 8, wake up at like 2 a.m. and then like he'll be wide awake. So like one day he's like, oh, I'm wide awake. I'm gonna go to Walmart. There'll be no crowds. And he's like, they were closed from like 3 to like 5. And he was there between that time.
time to go to Waffle House.
Right. I was like, I thought that they were 24/7. He goes, so did I. I hear
Now
about
you know.
adventures like the next morning when I wake up. He's like, yeah, I did this and I did that. I'm like, what the? He has a
He
whole
was-
other life.
He's like, he has a whole different family. He goes and sees. That's
He's one
awesome.
of those people.
It's a nocturnal
What's the
family. It's a
energy
family
for
of
this?
raccoons.
Nocturnal animals. He spends a lot of time by the dumpster.
Is he the
at
dude
night.
hanging out in my backyard with our little raccoon family? Like,
Probably because we have a raccoon family in our backyard.
oh
And then
my-
a bunch of our neighbors have spotted a bear in our neighborhood. And so one night I was on and I'm on the like the Facebook neighborhood group. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, somebody over on the next street just saw the bear. And my husband jumped out of bed and went looking for the bear. The poor
Where?
guy has never seen a bear in real life.
Yeah, I gotta
Come,
tell you,
dude,
it's
come out here. Go to
underwhelming.
Yellowstone.
We need to.
My mom actually, there was a black bear, the Chesterfield black bear,
yeah.
hanging out in her backyard.
Oh man.
She was like, the neighbors were all screaming, bear, bear. And she walked out. I was like, that was your mistake. You should have been like, yeah, you guys go look. I'm behind this door.
Yeah, that's cool. Let me know when it's gone.
Yeah, I went jumping through her backyard. I was like, get the hell inside.
We never hear bear attacks in Florida. It's just like you just see them.
We had one when I lived
Actually,
in Northwest
they
Florida.
probably exist, but they're just spun different. Like Florida man engages in mischief with bear, which any other state, it would be bear attack, right?
Right.
But Florida man tried to hug him.
Florida man gets him a picnic basket. And you're like, wait a minute, this probably didn't go well.
I think we
Well-
had we had a mountain lion in St. Louis not long ago.
To hell with that. Like,
Yeah. I'm good
no.
on that end. Like,
I'm
it's
sorry,
cool.
or a panther. And even still, to hell with that.
60% of the time it works every time.
Smells like pure gasoline.
Ugh. No, we have bobcats in our neighborhood, but I've never seen or I've never
We
even
have
heard of a Florida
badgers.
panther in Orlando.
So I have a question. I know, Lauren, you're in Florida. Have you ever listened to the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast?
I haven't.
Okay, you should listen to them. They're hilarious.
They're really good.
They just had a recent episode where one of their cast members describes his surviving incident with a bobcat, and it's absolutely hysterical. Like
It's
that
ridiculous.
that bobcat apparently said fuck him in particular because he only attacked him repeatedly, and it was hilarious.
Well, they're just like really big house cats. They're not like
Right,
huge.
Right.
Okay. What is it?
Let's
Florida
go.
man on Florida man?
It's Florida Men because there's 3 of them, and they
Okay.
cover Florida Man headlines.
Okay.
Nice.
Where, like all the stories you get about Florida with commentary
Mhm.
by people who live in Florida.
Okay. We have like the radio station will do Florida man, and then they tell the
Yeah.
dumbass Florida. So I tried actually adding that to Hops News because JR always starts, our main podcast, he starts every episode. How you doing? What are you drinking? What's it like down in Florida? So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Because when we first started it, they all loved the idea of Florida man stories, but some of them are just like depressing.
Some are. Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
I explained to them why we have Florida man as opposed to Missouri man or Idaho man, and it's because of our Sunshine State laws that you have access to the police records like immediately, including arrests, then people didn't think that was they're like, yeah, okay. You have North Carolina man, you have Idaho man, you have
It's just harder to go
Yeah, I
get
mean,
them. Yeah.
like Missouri
Right.
man would just be, I mean, I don't know. Like,
a lot of meth.
yeah, I mean, there'd be some.
we have meth, we have meth gators.
Very true.
Meth
meth gators.
gators.
Oh my god, I don't even want to think about meth gators.
Honestly, if this was an actual episode, the title of it would be Meth Gators.
I mean, it might still be meth gators, depending on how,
Right.
whatever.
We still have to record our news after this.
Oh wow. Are we holding you guys up from an actual recording schedule?
We're good.
Our recording schedule is Wednesday. Matt's the one that has little kids
All
that
right.
are still conscious.
Oh, that's right.
True.
Because
It is 8:30 here. That's fine.
Yeah, mine should be in bed by now.
I've got one down and one going to bed. I just checked upstairs when I disappeared.
I have
He's like,
two
"I
down
gotta
and
write
one that can
this."
take care of herself,
See, you're
There
so
you go.
lucky.
There you
Problem
go.
solved.
which is actually abnormal. Usually That's
I
not
do
always the
think that
case.
we need to actually have you guys on for a legit episode of our end at this point.
I'd love to.
Oh, we would
Because
absolutely love to schedule it.
This has just been like homies hanging out, in my opinion.
Right, this has been a lot of fun.
This might have been like one of the best hang sessions that I think Lauren and I have had in the
Oh,
history
please.
of this podcast.
You know, it's funny
I'm
because
isolating that audio, by
because-
the way.
Brandon and I were talking-
that's the name
Oh
of the
my
episode.
god, everybody else
Right.
is gonna know my secret. I say it's
know,
like
right?
when you go to a concert, like this has been the best show ever. But I mean it this time.
And they
Yeah.
yell the city and that they love them, and they're like, "That's not the city."
Yeah. By the way, this is not Cleveland. Stop
Right.
it.
No, it's funny because
Sir.
he and I were talking before we started our recording tonight and everything is like, I don't really, I feel kind of bad because I don't really have any questions or anything. It's like,
Or like a
okay.
solid agenda.
Yeah,
or
it's
an
like
outline.
they know about beer and they know about the stuff that we talk about. Like our podcasts aren't that far
Yeah.
different. We'll just banter about whatever and we'll figure it out.
And it's been
And then
fun.
Literally
Yeah.
like an hour and a half later, it's just like
Right.
oh,
And then
shit,
I
how
saw
do we-
Lauren's Untapped profile and I got really intimidated because
I
she's
was
got like 10
intimidated.
times the beers I do, and I've got double the beers that Galactic Dads does. So it's like, God, what do we do now?
I keep forgetting. I still have such a backlog. Every time somebody mentions Untapped, I'm like, oh god, I get anxiety because
really-
I'm like, I
no.
have like 40 beers to check in, and I'm like, I forget about it the
I
next
was
day.
I was going real hard. I was like, I need to get them to sponsor us because we mention them on every episode.
Yeah,
And-
that's why I started like following you guys.
Yeah. And then I saw your friend request and I was like, oh, cool. That's Lauren from Geek Hops. And then I was like, 3,500 beers. Oh my God, we are nothing.
Then you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna pretend I'm gonna let this sit in the queue for a bit. I didn't.
Yeah.
I started like I've had Untapped for probably 8 or 9 years, but I didn't use it for like the first 6.
Yeah, once
Mhm.
the
Well,
show
that's what I'm
started.
saying. Like, once you start drinking, it's so hard to remember to put it in there.
Well,
Right,
no,
yeah.
I'm really bad about checking them in. But then at the beginning of this year, like one of my friends was like, okay, we're having a competition. And like they had a competition last year. I totally slacked on it. I lost. And my friend Ian won, who we've mentioned on the podcast before. And so when the year started this year, I was like, that's it. I'm checking in every single beer. I'm not, fucking around this time. And by March, our friend Ho, who was kind of like, he checks the Untapped and tells us who's in the rankings because there's quite a few of us. Well, probably not a few, maybe like 6, 7 of us. And he's like, all right, Lauren's kicking everybody's ass. And then he tells me like, this is heavy drinking. And for women, this is heavy drinking. And I was like, okay, fuck you. Whatever. I won. It's been called.
Get out of here.
And then 2 nights ago, I think, Ho's like, oh, Ian's ahead again. And like Ian and I went to Austin together. We went with, it was him and his wife and myself and my husband. And Ian's like, you haven't checked in half the beers that I have, and we've had all of the same beers. And so he's surpassed it. I think he's ahead 30 beers now. So I'm like, fuck, I got to start checking in all my beers again.
That's one case at Walmart. You could.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
that's
sorry.
easy.
Well, they have to be different beers. They can't be the same.
Right.
And so I asked him, I go, well, can I check in all the beers in Austin that you checked in that I didn't? He goes, if you can remember them, yes.
You're like,
And you can't
okay.
check in sips.
Look, it's not fair. Ian gets paid by the government to go places sometimes. Okay.
So I have
I
to
don't even
ask, Lauren,
remember.
since you were in Austin, did you go to Franklin Barbecue?
No, because the line was like ridiculous and everybody kept telling us to go. And like, I asked because my husband's into barbecue and he's like, yeah, I don't want to wait in that line. So we did not. We went somewhere else that was highly recommended and it was mediocre. The best food we had was at Zillicoa Brewing food truck. It was like,
Huh.
I think it was Po' Boy's chicken. It was so good.
Food truck.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Well, I have this theory that food tends to be better when it's served out of the back of a truck.
Which is so weird because, 8 years ago, I would have been like, ew, that's gross. And now I'm like, yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Right. Now we're getting food truck parks in St. Louis, but
Oh, we
Yeah.
Franklin
too.
Barbecue is on my.
Those are just repurposed RV parks, by the way.
Right, exactly.
No one can tell me otherwise.
You can also buy meth.
Right, exactly.
It's a
Hey, you know
twofer.
what? Don't complain about the multi-purpose. It's good, but
It's
but no,
eco-friendly.
my wife and I have done a couple of
My wife.
brewery
Why?
tours or whatever where we've left town.
She very nice.
She very nice. Is she my sister? Anyway,
He bought her with
oh,
hair.
that's weird. But our Austin is on our list of barbecue stops. As far as that goes, because there's a couple of places. There's Franklin, and then there's, I think, Snows, I think, is down there.
That's the Coke joint.
No, that's a place
That closed in the
85-year-old
80s.
That's all the barbecue.
They don't sell Pepsi. That's
But no, I'm understandably curious, but
I don't remember what the I know I can look it up. I can probably look that on tap because I know I checked in a beer, but
I'm gonna get into my Untap now. I've been trying just for here, and
the only other barbecue place,
happy.
because I told my husband, I go, we're going to multiple breweries. I know that you don't care as much, and I dragged him to the toy museum, which he ended up really liking. So I was down to go wait in line at the barbecue place, and he was like, oh, that's okay. But when we did a cross country road trip, and we stopped at multiple places in Texas, New
So
Mexico, and the best barbecue we had was Memphis.
Memphis is
They-
pretty good.
Yeah, Memphis is pretty well known.
Memphis is pretty good.
Did you do Kansas City?
Mm-mm.
Kansas City's better than Memphis.
Yeah.
I'll put that on paper.
I'll
right
stand
now.
on that.
We just did
Memphis-
basically 10 to LA and 40 back.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
If
So,
you
yeah,
ever
we-
find yourself in St. Louis, call me. I'll point you in every direction you can possibly imagine, especially if you like beer. But
And food.
yeah.
And
I
Yeah,
we
we
got
need to
some
do the
great-
middle of the country. Like we haven't done any of that middle area.
Well, you can skip a lot of it. Like St. Louis is pretty much as Midwest as you need to get.
Mhm.
Kansas City is pretty cool, but then you can skip it to Colorado.
So yeah, Kansas City is so
Tulsa's actually, you know what? That's not fair. Tulsa's cool.
That's true. Tulsa's
Yeah.
really cool. So being from St. Louis, my wife and I go to Kansas City at least 2 to 3 times a year. The barbecue's good. The beer's pretty good. Now, St. Louis's beer scene is really, really awesome. And I'm not saying that because I'm from St. Louis. We got plenty of things to be proud of, including crime rates, murder rates, all that good stuff.
I survived.
Yeah, but like our beer scene is really, really solid.
Surprisingly.
You know,
Yeah,
we
you
have
got a
a
lot
very,
of good
very
breweries
strong
out there,
beer
yeah.
scene.
Well,
Kansas-
I would go to Budweiser definitely. That's
they also have other
Budweiser's-
stuff like Four Hands, Second Shift.
Oh, I
Four
love
Hands is
Four Hands.
oh yeah,
great.
forehand.
We're working pretty hard at the moment to try and partner with Four Hands
yeah.
in any way.
I had
Yeah.
email. They had
Nice.
agreed to come on our show at one point, and then
No
they didn't
kidding.
email me back. now
You know
that I
what?
think
That's
about it.
fine. You come here and I'll drag you with me. We'll go on site.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm
One
fine
hundred
with it.
percent.
I'm gonna
So
bust
their
it, but
brewery,
you said you
their
come on
brewery,
our show.
they've got
Well,
a
we're here
tasting
now.
room in they've got a tasting room on the main floor, and then upstairs they have a tasting room with an arcade.
Yeah, it's like an arcade.
And it's pretty cool. But
If you love skee ball, you'll enjoy.
Oh, I fucking
Hell
love
yeah.
skee ball.
See?
but
So I know how to
Four
sell
Hands
it.
is cool, but there are a
You
lot.
do
I
know
mean,
how to sell it. Well played.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
We've probably got, I don't know what, 110 120 breweries in the St. Louis area.
Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a ton.
Like if you looked at a heat map of it, it would look drunk.
It would be
And,
red.
that would be accurate.
Yeah, it would be red.
Nice.
About as red as my eyes, but
Interesting because so there's other things in St. Louis too.
Well, Illinois, by the way, completely whatever you want now, right?
oh yeah, you do whatever you want.
And we can
I
throw a
don't
rock over that river. East St. Louis
Oh,
is
that's right.
Illinois.
That is right.
So-
Oh, you guys are that north.
But don't go to East St. Louis.
South.
I've
Actually,
heard
North,
not to go there.
south? Oh yeah.
Middle,
I guess
middle.
Illinois is south. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same.
You need a
It's all
map.
relative. I gotta look at the map.
Yeah. no.
I,
Either way, I don't want to bogart, but I do feel kind of selfish. I'm like, we're talking beer, we're talking food.
Mhm.
But I just really want to chat some more comics.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I do have to go soon.
I appreciate that. A man with a schedule is good.
Well, I don't get to see the wife too often. So between school and nursing and things like that, I would like to say hi. Hey.
Oh, my
Um,
gosh.
Just high five and go to sleep.
High five.
Well, no, so she works 10-hour days. I work pretty long too. So we see each other on the weekends. That's really about it. And then
Well, you
Wednesdays we
should-
record.
Certainly not spend any more time with us when you could spend it with your wife,
Right.
except for we might feed you. Yeah.
No, I'm having but comic books. Let's talk a little. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like personally, today I put out a question that I saw from the X-Men arcade game, and I know Lauren, you're more of, I think, the Marvel fan from what I gathered.
Yes.
But if you remember that X-Men arcade game that was based on that really crappy pilot cartoon where Wolverine was Australian?
Nope. Because I didn't get
He-
into comics until I was an adult.
Yeah,
Did
that
you
was
go
like
to
90s era.
Did you go to Pizza Hut in '93?
Fuck yes.
Okay, then that X-Men arcade game was
But
there.
like
All right.
Time
But I
out,
just
real
went
quick,
for the
though,
dessert
like-
pizza.
Pizza
I
Hut
can't blame you for that. So good, bro.
dessert pizza. First of all, I kind of missed the
Matt might be
plastic
too young to
cups.
understand the dessert pizza.
First of all, no. Second of all, like the red plastic cups at Pizza Hut. I don't know why, but the sound of a plastic cup that it makes when you hit it, that's ingrained in my mind, and I just think of Pizza Hut first and
That
foremost.
plastic cup hits different, especially
Like,
when you
I don't know what it is.
Oh.
I was actually trying to say this to my wife. So I worked
Oh,
a
the
beer
red
festival a
plastic
couple
cup?
weeks ago,
Yeah, like it's semi-transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a solo cup.
but like
yeah.
you
Not
hear it.
smooth.
No, it's you just like with the glass, you clink it, right? But with the plastic cup, you'd hear it smack against something. You're like, oh fuck, it's Pizza Hut. And you get your-
Yeah.
then you're back there eating your personal pan pizza like a fat kid.
That you got because you read a lot of books from the Scholastic thing.
Yes.
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 Yeah. Oh shit.
Yes.
Between that and Six Flags. Oh my god.
Oh,
yeah,
Six
yeah, I
Flags.
get it.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. You ran enough books, you go
Never
Six
been to a
Flags.
Six Flags.
What? Well, you have Disney literally down the road, so why would you go to Six
Yeah, why would
Flags
you-
when you have
About to
Disney
say,
World in your
Come to
backyard?
St. Louis, we'll
And
get you really
Universal.
hammered and we'll go to Six Flags. It'll be
That
great.
or we can go up to Massachusetts, go to
Did we get
Springfield.
hammered at Disney or at Universal?
Oh, yes.
Oh
you
my
gotta
god, I
cover it
love
anyway.
Universal. I
Universal's dope. The
Go
fast
back
they,
anytime.
Harry Potter.
Let me
World.
know.
damn.
I'll meet you there.
Okay. No, I think we're gonna work some stuff out.
Yeah.
Oh, I just did Velocicoaster for the first time because it opened in spring. Dude, that ride's fucking awesome.
Velocicoaster.
Yeah.
I know
you-
that's
you ride with Blue. And you can yell
High-fiving
my
kids.
boy Blue and not feel like you're in old school, but you're in Jurassic World. Wait. For serious question, Lauren, favorite comic book arc, favorite story.
Ooh. Old Man Logan.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
That's
That's
pretty
actually-
solid.
That's actually
That's a
going to come
good
to our
one.
news tonight. There's something to do with Old Man Logan, Lauren. If you saw my notes,
I know.
Talking about
And I have
Wasteland
a
Blue?
reason for being hesitant about it because I know what you're talking about.
Cash
Okay.
Money Records, baby.
Back in the 99, the 2000. Anyway, okay. Old Man Logan's good. That's solid. I love Mark Miller. His work in Steve McNeven's art is incredible. And by the way, my daughter says hi. Can she say hi? Hello.
We all got the kids.
Daddy. Dad, do you
What?
remember who that is?
I do. Hang on. I gotta keep going though, because otherwise. All right. So Matt, favorite comic book story.
Mm.
If you can distill it down to one singular arc.
All right. Well, So you remember, man. Okay, so I'm really
No,
torn
it's tough.
between The Dark Knight Returns and Flashpoint.
Ooh, really?
I'm
I
gonna
could
go
have answered this for
Flashpoint.
him.
I'm gonna go Flashpoint.
Oh, see, I was gonna say Dark Knight Returns for you. Damn.
I am gonna go Flashpoint because
You
there is
think
a
you know a
lot.
co-host.
There's a
You
lot there
think?
to love.
What
with
else don't you know?
Everything.
We've only met in person once.
That's true.
Yeah, but you guys talk to each other probably more than I talk to Eric.
That's fair.
Possible.
It's
We
possible.
talk pretty much, yeah, every day, pretty much.
I like the Jeff Johns storyline that jumpstarted the New 52.
Yeah, and it even wrapped up recently with if you've watched like the animated series, things like that. It wrapped up with Apocalypse War when
Oh yeah, in the DC animated universe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that
Flashpoint
was
kind of
Justice
kicked
League
that off.
Dark Apocalypse War. That was dark too.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
like that wrapped up the Flashpoint storyline kind of. So I would go Flashpoint because
Can I have a banana upstairs?
Yes, go get one.
yes, of course.
Yeah,
We all agree.
yeah, a banana's fine. It beats a cosmic brownie.
We
but-
keep those in our garage.
I keep those at Eric's house. She
Although
has
they're usually cosmic gummies.
oh well.
He keeps those at Eric's house too.
Yeah.
They're very high up above the shelves.
I like it. Okay, I like it. You like Dark Side War
Yeah,
or Apocalypse War, right?
I will say,
Did-
but
Did you check out Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok's Dark Side War and Justice League during the end of the New 52?
I kind of started to, but then I fell off. I'll be honest, like that was a period, so I kind of fell off at the end of the New 52 there. I was like, and then Rebirth, I was like, oh shit, I got to get back on Rebirth.
Rebirth made me love Superman again.
So yeah, I you know what, believe it or not, Man of Steel got me into Superman as a character. I have always hated Superman, and I've always been like, he's such a
And
punk.
then you saw
Then-
that beefcake drinking Budweiser
And
going,
then Henry
"Oh,
Cavill just strolled on screen. I was like, oh, hey, daddy, how you doing?
Dude,
But
Man was carved out of stone
will-
to play
but-
Superman.
and
That's-
still is. And he puts together like gaming
Mhm.
PCs and
that
paints.
man has to
figurines.
come back as Superman. He has to come back as Superman. But I will, yeah, I'll go Flashpoint. I will. It's very, very, very close. Like
Flash.
hair.
That's good. That's
But-
good.
Barry Allen has to make a choice there, and that is save his mom, or as you see, ruin the whole entire world. And that's he grows as a hero at that point. And then you also get Thomas Wayne and then Bruce Wayne at the end, like the emotions of Bruce, like all he wants to know, he kind of gets that satisfaction from his parents in a way. He gets that letter from Thomas Wayne from the alternate universe that Barry brings back. And so I think the emotional level that Flashpoint hits puts it above Dark Knight Returns, despite me loving the fact that just old man Batman's out there kicking ass and makes hard decisions.
That's not a popular opinion, but I get it. And the fact that you make that argument based on character development and awesome emotional beats, 100% I agree. That's nice. I like it.
Man, please do.
I don't know.
I read both of those probably once a year, and then I revisit the cartoons after reading them because they're perfection.
The cartoons make it good. And then I also, Flashpoint was cool because it showed you a lot of things that you didn't think you deserved, like Deathstroke as a pirate, which was incredible.
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
Deathstroke becomes a pirate.
You haven't watched the Flashpoint movie
Absolutely.
yet?
No.
Lauren, what the
Oh,
hell?
it's a lot of fun.
Lauren, what
This is
the hell?
animated?
You haven't
Oh,
have
yeah.
You haven't watched
You
the
know I'm not
Flashpoint
huge
animated?
on animated. No,
Watch
I haven't.
Flashpoint animated.
All right, all right.
You gotta watch the Flashpoint animated.
I gotta watch. I'm gonna watch second part of Long Halloween this weekend.
Ooh, Jensen Ackles as Batman is
Oh,
inspired.
And
Which
then
by
you
the
have
know.
to
way,
watch.
I almost said something else, but then I saw your daughter. I know.
I absolutely thank you, by the way. I absolutely agree with you that Batman Under the Red Hood, right there, barely behind Mask of the Phantasm, as in like one of the best animated Batmans ever.
Yes. Yes.
I love Bruce Greenwood as Batman is also really good.
And then
And
Jensen
then
Ackles plays Red Hood.
I
yeah,
know.
and then you
There's
have
actually a nod to that in I think season 13 of Supernatural. They're in a comic book shop and you see Jensen and he looks at a Red Hood like statue thing and he's like,
yeah, I know, and you mentioned that in the Batman Day podcast. I was like,
Yes.
yeah. But no, that is an awesome one. And then of course it's based on the whole series written by Judd Winnick, which was incredible in Batman. And they stayed pretty predominantly faithful, except for Red Hood doesn't kill, was it Captain Nazi? I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See.
Oh, it's real. It's a story thing. And it was cool to see him die. But other than that, it's good stuff. Hey,
Absolutely.
Kinsley, can you say hi?
Hi.
Hey.
All right. Say good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay. Go get your
Well-
banana. Go.
Daddy.
Go. Nope. I'll catch up with you later. I love you. Okay.
On that note, I'll probably have to hop off here anyways.
That's fair.
Okay.
Wow, it's been 2 hours. Let's work
Yeah,
out so we
let's-
can have you guys on.
This has been
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, this has been a great time.
Yeah, you guys want to
'Cause-
pick a Halloween subject? We'll have you on in October.
Let's do it.
I enjoy horror movies. I also enjoy, I just watched Malignant. I don't know if you guys
I
are
haven't
enjoying
seen that
it.
yet, but I keep hearing
I
such
haven't seen that either.
controversial things about it.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna give you my non-spoiler take on it. I honestly feel like I was watching a superhero movie that went really sideways. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think
Not
I'm gonna,
quite
maybe
quite
I'll check that
Brightburn, but
soon.
worse.
Oh, because I was thinking, I was like, was it like Brightburn? But
Yeah, no,
worse?
like worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
I'm gonna try to probably watch it this weekend. I think I'm gonna have I'm gonna get it because I'm not gonna make my way to the theater to watch it, but I'll be able to get it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I watched it on HBO Max.
Oh, it's on
Perfect.
HBO Max.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I didn't. I thought it was on like Paramount or something. Oh, too easy. Yeah, I'll watch
Yeah,
it this weekend.
check it out. My only request I get from you guys is, do you have like a pre-recorded roll, like a promo for your show?
We do. I can email it to you along with
Would.
this meeting here.
Yeah, do that.
That'd be
And
great.
if you send that to me, what I'll do is I'll just let you guys sponsor our Beers of the Week segment for October.
Oh
And
shit.
we'll just make that a
Well, you're
thing.
gonna need to send us the beers first before we agree to that.
Oh, well,
okay.
obviously Bush Light, Apple.
Ah,
Hell yeah, bro.
denied.
I didn't think we'd get Matt on the show for October.
I've got the rest of a 30-pack upstairs,
We're
which
straight then.
What
I
about like
enjoy-
Bud Light Seltzer's fall pack?
Oh,
There we
Jesus
go.
Christ. No seltzers.
So to be fair, Four Hands has some really, really good seltzers.
and you just lost her
No
respect.
seltzers.
I
I have
watched it.
Shipyard
Real fast.
Pumpkinhead seltzers actually in my
I'm like the
closet,
seltzer
so-
Nazi. Next.
I mean, I'll drink anything once.
I'll try anything twice.
Yeah, you will. All right. Well, I don't want to take any more of your guys' time. It's been wonderful.
It really
No,
has.
It
a
really
lot of fun.
has. I really, really, really want to have you guys on. Hopefully
I'd-
ASAP. So
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
love
we
to
can
do
work it
this
out.
again sometime sooner than later for sure.
let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Shoot us an email. We'll make it happen.
Hell
For
yeah,
sure.
man. We'll talk to you guys soon and thanks again.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Have a good night.
Remember, I
Thanks,
need
yeah.
addresses for stickers too.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, yes.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
You're gonna have
and
to-
maybe,
so needy. I'm
maybe
so
hear
needy.
surprises. We'll see how that goes.
I have yes. I've
You got to
some
send me your favorite
surprises.
styles.
Anything. I am literally anything.
I'm more of a porter / stout guy.
Okay.
Perfect. Too easy.
So
If
you
I
would
have to
you would
pick-
like a fruity stout sour and a barrel aged stout?
Barrel aged stout.
I will drink both.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just making sure you were really on the whole spectrum. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'll get dark and coffee if that helps. But yeah.
Oh, I love dark and coffee.
Too
Me?
easy.
There we go.
That'll work. Duncan. All right.
Oh no, not Duncan.
Hang on. I'm just trying to
It's not-
bring Matt back
yeah,
in.
that's-
Come
that's
on.
not-
Okay, sorry.
Be
Sorry.
gone.
All right. Be gone, peasant.
Later, guys.
All right. Awesome, guys. Bye.
Cheers, guys. Have a good
Cheers.
night.
You too.